What must a political party do to win your support?
Invest both in short-term measures and long-term solutions, as bland as that is, to bolster healthcare. Every province is a crisis, and having ultimately a provincially based healthcare system, there's a real danger that there's a race to the bottom, that essentially each province and territory just poaches staff from others, and where is that going to get us in the long run?
I would say they have to lay out a clear program of how they're going to prepare the country for the future. That's the most important thing, like thinking about climate change and other issues for the next generation that's going to replace us.
Same question to you.
I would say that they'd the same, but additionally figure out how to have better coalitions, how to work together, because it seems like we're still polarized. And the more that you can work together and don't get 100% of what you want, but you get 75% of what you want, that's how you go ahead.
I would like to see our political parties hold certain sectors more accountable from exploiting the economic situation we're currently in. I think that we see certain industries, let's call it food or gas, where they're raising prices and they're blaming supply chains and COVID and what we've seen over the past few years.
Prove that they're actually trustworthy and that they'll hold to their promises. Yeah, and so far I've found that they're not. So I don't have a lot of faith in politicians anymore.
I think be inclusive. That's one of the most important things for me, is they have to be inclusive of all Canadians, whether it's gender identity, whether it's race identity, anything like that. Like if they're excluding any one group, then they're not for me.
A lot of people, even the younger generation, I think, have gotten wiser. There's been a lot of politicians that'll come up and just say, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. As soon as they get elected, they have their own agenda and they don't really stand up to what they say they're going to do. And it's becoming frustrating. People are getting tired of it.
A political party to win my support has to take foreign interference seriously. I think it's a huge international problem, and I think Canada's a ripe target, so I want to see political parties take that seriously.
I think aligning itself with long-term goals, the energy and the environment are super important. So short-term gains for a quick political gain is not something I'm interested in. I'd like to see a political party really take a look into our long-term future.
Be honest. Good luck. Yeah, honest would be nice. Don't make false promises that you can't keep.
Wow. There's probably a long list of things, but I think the number one thing that seems to be a real issue in our country is housing and affordable housing. And I'm not sure the plans that they have address it in an immediate nature, or even in a extended nature in the years to come. So someone has to come to the table with a very concrete housing plan that's actually going to work.
Well, I think that they have to have a strong social policy, because I think that if we look at the poorest people in society, you can tell a lot about a society by how well their poorest members are doing. So for a political party to have my interests, they have to have a strong social stance.
Oh, I think healthcare would be important for seniors and things like that. As we age, we're all going to need that. So I would say somebody with that's going to support us in our old age, I think for healthcare would be great.
And being from Ontario, with Ford trying to privatize everything, I don't know what it's like in BC if they're doing the privatizing type thing, but I understand from the CEOs from the hospitals, they like it because now they can start charging extra money for you to come in. I mean, it's bad enough to pay parking fees.
I would like to see more gun control. So that is an issue that isn't being taken seriously. I also think housing is a major issue. And I know most of the political parties are focusing on that, but I'm not sure they have the answers.
I would certainly say lower our taxes to start off, handled in terms of inflation. That's very, very important for everybody from all different walks of life. Crime is also another issue that needs to be handled. I would say certainly these three things are very, very important to the majority of all Canadians.